Talk Radio 790, KABC, The John Phillips Show. Broadcasting live from the Morongo Casino Resort and Spa Living Room Studios. Mr. Randy Wangs in Culver City.
Johnny, you just discovered a very interesting fun fact about Proposition 36 when the voters had a chance to have their say on it back in November. According to Rob Pyers on Twitter, Barbara Lee's 12th district in California was the only congressional district in California to vote against Prop 36. In Oakland, Prop 36 failed 46% no. Yes, 46% yes, 55% no, even as the city voted to recall Pam Price and Shang Tao.
It's hard to believe that the one place that voted against putting criminals in prison was Oakland.
Quite frankly.
It wasn't just Shang, it wasn't just Pammy. It took a long time to get to where we are.
Well, it sounds like we dodged a bullet recalling those two from office because that electorate is not entirely sane.
Barbara Lee might win.
Quite frankly.
Well, speaking of which, while we were gone over the holiday break, the crooks didn't take a rest. In fact, they were out in full force. So right now it's time to open up the California Crime Blotter.
If the cashier is dummy.
Questions?
And Randy, the first edition comes from the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Ed Laskos himself.
The story is horrible, but as soon as I started listening to this report from Fox 11, even though it's an awful situation, I got so excited that they brought in Ed Laskos to report on it.
And it's on, like Donkey Kong.
This story of a man who, for no reason, who was spending New Year's Eve at the Palm Restaurant in downtown L.A., got the crap kicked out of him by some strangers.
What's the deal with trying to turn steakhouses into nightclubs? Have you noticed that?
It's not a great idea considering all the sharpness of the steak knives.
My grandparents used to own a steakhouse in Los Angeles. And the steakhouse culture back then was known for the linen tablecloths, the red Nalgahide booths. They would come to your table and make the Caesar salad right there. You ordered Cherry's Jubilee. They'd make it at the table. Stiff drinks at the bar. Those sorts of things. A very specific culture. And now you go into a steakhouse in Beverly Hills, and it's like some kind of award show.
Let's hear what happened this New Year's Eve. Here is your first Ed Laskos of 2025.
What are you doing?
Oh, boy.
Very passionate woman.
I believe that's the wife.
What are you doing? You're my man! You're attacking! Why are you involved?
Oh, my.
Well, she's got a lot to say.
You know, this man got left half blind from this attack temporarily. His eye is bruised. I bet he wish he got left half deaf.
A case could be made.
My man! You're attacking! Why are you involved?
You think that's the only time he's ever heard that level of shriek?
No.
Only on Fox 11, a brutal attack in a fine dining restaurant. It's all caught on camera. A man left bruised and bloodied while a woman's scream pierces through that establishment.
She's piercing through my eardrum right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
What's the story behind it all? Let's go live to downtown L.A. where Fox 11's Ed Laskos has that story for us tonight, Ed.
This is where, when I was listening to this in my car, I audibly cheered. No one else was in the car with me, and I screamed out loud, "It's Ed Laskos!"
You are a fanboy, as we all are.
How crazy is that?
Has that story for us tonight, Ed?
And lawlessness on that crazy video, I'll tell you, it all goes down New Year's Eve, just a couple of hours before the stroke of midnight and just a block away from Crypto Arena, the Lakers game.
All right, couple hours before the ball drops at the Palm in downtown L.A., people are paying hundreds of dollars for prix-fixe menus. How drunk was everybody there?
Well, here's what I'd like to know. What nightclub were they all going to after the Palm? Or what event did they already attend over at the Crypto? And I guarantee you that that is more of an indication of what's causing all the chaos at the Palm than the ribeye.
The Lakers game had just ended, and then all of a sudden...
There you go.
I figured the Lake Show had something to do with this.
Yeah, this is not your Showtime Lakers.
All of a sudden, the Palm restaurant explodes into this. Watch.
Oh, boy.
She's back.
Hey! Let go! You're attacking him! You're attacking him! Let go of him!
Pain at the Palm.
What's the deal with the play-by-play? She's not doing a radio broadcast.
Well, I don't know if she's the one filming this or not, but someone knew this is going on TikTok.
Okay, wouldn't you start screaming, hey, stop that? Don't do that. Put your hands down. She's just describing what's happening. You're attacking him.
Well, for us radio people, we appreciate that.
You're attacking him! Let go of him!
I just wish she used her inside voice.
I don't think she has one.
And again, she's a victim in this story. Her husband got beat up. She's not the one we should be making fun of.
Well, after listening to that, I think we're all victims.
Pain at the Palm.
Ed Lascos, he's the best.
Violence at one of the high-end restaurants in downtown L.A.
Grabbed me from behind my neck.
Every second of listening to this story made me so glad I did not spend New Year's Eve in Los Angeles.
Well, listening to this story makes you want to be a vegetarian.
Grabbed me from behind my neck, rushed me forward and pushed me into the booth. And next thing I know, I'm getting hit in my eye really, really hard and bleeding everywhere, and I fall underneath the table.
He is the target of what he calls an unprovoked attack, an unrelenting attack.
You guys are attacking him! What are you?
Boy, they're going to keep rerunning that, aren't they?
Wouldn't you?
What are you doing? You're my man!
I want to know what she said there.
You probably don't.
My man!
I'm in a lot of pain throughout my body, and especially in my face. I have fractures throughout my whole, around my eye, all around my eye, my cheek.
And feeling lucky to even still be alive after several men start swinging away, pounding away.
Oh my God, I didn't know there was 4 people beating up on me.
I got to know what happened here. 4 people just start randomly beating up this guy in the middle of a fancy steakhouse?
Yeah, I wonder if the wife exchanged words with them on the way to the bathroom.
I had no idea. I just knew I was getting hit a lot of times.
This cell phone video shows some of the men now targets themselves of an active LAPD investigation, ID'd in this video and by this witness.
He was out of control with the whiskey glass, bashing my husband over the head. For what reason? There was no reason for...
Oh, this is the wife now.
Yeah, this is her inside voice.
I like that voice.
Really?
I like it better.
There was no reason for him to. This is why it was so vicious. None of them should have attacked, but that man especially, he was outside of the... What is he doing? They just want...
Wait, so there were 3 guys beating up on the husband. A 4th guy holding a whiskey bottle outside the Palm wants to join in on the fun.
You're not allowed to bring the alcohol outside the restaurant.
Well, at that point, there was already a fight going on. That's not allowed either.
This isn't New Orleans.
They just wanted to attack.
She's the victim's wife, now worried for her own safety after what happened right on New Year's Eve.
Don't worry, you got a superpower, baby. Someone comes at you, you about that magic voice.
A night of celebrating turned into a night of chaos.
Are you okay?
I can't see out of my left eye.
The victim now just barely able to even open up his left eye. His white formal shirt, now a blood-stained reminder of what happened at the Palm restaurant. It's now closed.
I think they'll stay home next year.
Well, you know, if you have a swollen eye, you're supposed to put a raw steak on it.
It's now closed, out of business as of the 1st. All this just a block away from Crypto Arena, the very last place you'd expect.
No, that's the first place I'd expect this kind of crap to happen.
Usually he's pretty spot on with the analysis.
The very last place you'd expect.
This is definitely menace to society it's like Gotham in Los Angeles. And we need some justice.
Gotham in Los Angeles, she says. Only here there is no Batman.
Well, I thought the governor's Batman.
We are straight up now calling out for vigilantes. We need them.
Do you think this was just a random attack where they just said, all right, let's go pay for a $400 or $500 dinner. We're going to sit there on New Year's Eve enjoying the prefix where you get a soup, a salad, or a shrimp cocktail, steak, salmon, or shrimp, sides for the table, and your choice of a butter cake or apple pie a la mode. And then we're just going to look through the table, randomly pick one, and then viciously attack the male who's finishing up his dinner. Do you believe that?
I think there's definitely more to this story.
Either the people who did the attacking are on some kind of heavy-duty drugs, where they're hallucinating or something along those lines, or words were exchanged that we're not being told about.
Something had to happen because you're talking about a fancy place like that on New Year's Eve. You're looking at $500 a plate, maybe.
And they're not talking about a robbery, correct?
No.
So they didn't take his wallet. They didn't take his watch. It's not like they came in and they just robbed everyone in the joint or robbed the people who were sitting next to the door. We're not even familiar with the location of where these two were sitting. Something doesn't make sense.
Only here there is no Batman, but the victim hoping there is a new crime crusader now in office.
Nathan Hochman or the DA or someone will take some interest in this case so it can get some traction because I'm born and raised in L.A. I've never seen so much lawlessness in my life.
Well, here's the first test for Hochman. Of course, we have to be able to find and arrest these people before Hochman can do a damn thing.
Yes.
Now live, a lawlessness on New Year's Eve. In this case, the victim, his wife, they want justice. They want this crime spree to end, as they put it. No idea how this started. The victim says he never saw these guys, didn't even talk to them, didn't even look at them. All of a sudden, they...
Did the wife do anything?
Okay. So let's just assume that there was some sort of negative interaction, let's call it that, between one of them and these people. If you're on the news talking about the attack, are you going to be fully transparent as to what happened? Because I could tell you every so often there are interactions that could potentially lead to a beatdown. I'm not saying it's deserved. I'm not saying it's warranted. But I'm saying you see it from time to time. Did I ever tell you about the time I was on a cruise ship right after Dylan Mulvaney became the spokesmodel for Bud Light?
Oh, please tell us.
So I'm in line at one of the pool bars, and I'm 3 back. And the guy who's in the front ordering tells the bartender that he wants a Bud Light. The guy in front of me, who was relatively large, certainly larger than the person who ordered the Bud Light, looked at him and said, "Do you plan on drinking that through your lady parts?" But I had to clean up the language. He used other words. You have an idea, Randy, as to what words he could have used?
Can't say them on the air.
No, you can't. And then both of them went about their business, but there was some grumbling involved. Had it been the other way around, where the person who was ordering the Bud Light was big and the person who made the remark was small, I would imagine the audio would have sounded very similar to the audio we just played you from the Palm.
Them all of a sudden, they surround him, and they're on him like you know what. For now, we are live downtown. Back to the west side we go.
There you go. Ed Laskos narrating the wild fight at the Palm on New Year's Eve.
But it's not just the Palm where violence is going on, where crime is going on. Crime is also going on at the nail salon. So let's reopen the California Crime Blotter.
If the cashier is dummy,
Questions?
Johnny, 2 women decided to get their nails done and then decided to run out the door, skip out on the bill. But the nail salon has seen this a time or two before, so they hit the emergency button and locked the doors.
Wait, the nail salon has an emergency button like a bank?
Apparently. For more, let's get back to Fox 11.
Y'all both were trying to run out on her. These people are nice, and you both were trying to run out on her.
After getting their nails done, these 2 women allegedly tried to walk out the door.
Do assignment editors now just scroll on TikTok to find the news?
You might as well.
After getting their nails done, these 2 women allegedly tried to walk out the door without paying. But Diane Nguyen, employee at Tip Top Nails in Compton, immediately closed the shop, refusing to let them get away with ripping her off.
We closed the door and called the police, and they keep getting nervous. So we keep calling the police.
How many times did you have to call the police?
Apparently multiple times.
So we keep calling the police.
A longtime customer pulled out her cell phone and captured the crazy scene.
You gotta pay these people.
Someone knew she was going to go viral.
Oh, well, she's going to get a free manicure for that.
You gotta pay these people.
The 2 women, frustrated they couldn't leave, kept getting angrier.
Why?
The redhead flashed her backside to the customer, recording the chaotic scene.
That's a fancy way to say she got mooned.
Moon River.
Who had already told her it's all going up on social media.
Oh, thank you, TikTok. I'm going up.
I love her.
She's narrating, too.
At one point, the N-word was tossed around.
Who's in here?
As soon as the women learned the cops were on the way, one of them ran to the restroom to flush money down the toilet.
What?
Usually they do that with drugs, don't they?
I said, why you do that? I said, I have money, but I don't want to pay for you. So I put plus money in the toilet.
I have money, but I don't want to pay you for the nails, so I'm going to flush that money down the toilet.
Do you think she was unhappy with the performance of the nail salon?
Oh, we're about to find out why, Johnny.
So you have no money.
Diane managed to grab one of the ripped $100 bills and ran it through her machine. She quickly discovered the money was fake.
So you've got 2 charlatans who had a bunch of fake money, but decided not to use it. Instead, they wanted to run out to the nail salon and not pay. They get locked in. The cops get called on them. Now they know the cops are coming, and they've got a giant wad of counterfeit cash.
Okay, if you're bringing in the counterfeit cash, what's the point of stiffing them? Why not just give them the counterfeit cash? Unless they went into the salon not knowing that they had a machine to verify if the cash is real. The moment they saw that, they said, oh, we're just going to leave without paying.
How cheap are you that you won't even pay these people with fake money?
Very insulting.
It's happened to you before.
A lot of time.
L.A. County Sheriff's deputies detained and questioned the women. When one of their boyfriends paid for the services rendered, they were released.
No arrest?
Wait, these women have boyfriends? Honey, I'm detained at the nail salon again. Will you come down here and pay the bill?
I was impressed at how fast you guys closed the doors.
That's what experience you now become.
Experience. To make sure this doesn't happen again, the salon has posted this.
How many times has this nail salon been stiffed?
Enough times for them to get the Matt Lauer door.
Posted this sign that says new customers have to pay a 75% deposit before they get any new services. Sounds like a good idea. Reporting from Compton, I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
There you go. There's the squabble at the nail salon.
There have to be easier ways to make a buck than running a nail salon in Compton. It seems like she puts up with a lot. If you'd like to email the show, you can do so at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. That's johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. And Randy, the first 2 hours are already posted on the podcast page. If you'd like to listen to them because you missed them or just want to hear them a second time, that's That's easy to do.
All you got to do is go to KABC.com, click on podcast, go to the Apple Podcast app, iHeart, Spotify, search for The John Phillips Show, hit subscribe. You can download all the episodes. Do a Google on the YouTube or search that KABC app. Search KABC AM in the Apple App Store or the Android Store. It's the easiest way to listen live to this radio station and download all the podcasts. You can listen to the second hour, Gavin Newsom versus the Oakland Police Commission, who refuses to let Oakland police chase fleeing suspects.
And that's a up system.
You said it, Gavin.
And Randy, we're on the move in the Bay Area.
So we've been broadcasting the Fix California Hour on 560 KSFO for the past year, and now KSFO is moving to a bigger, stronger signal, AM 810. AM 810 goes all the way past not just the immediate Bay Area, but parts of Northern California and Sacramento. And at night, that signal powers up when other stations power down, and you can hear it in Southern California crystal clear. So if you happen to be driving around, put one of your presets as AM 810, and if you happen to be at 11 o'clock at night, go check out the Fix California Hour.
Right now, we're catching up on all of the crime stories that we missed out on over the Christmas break. And Randy, it wouldn't be a segment involving the Crime Blotter if Oakland didn't have a turn at the plate.
If the cashier is dummy.
Questions?
Johnny, we go to the city of Oakland, famous for crime stories like...
I said, hell no, baby boy. Let me get up on out of here.
And...
who else do we go call, Superman?
But of course...
oh my God, they melted the basketball court.
There were a lot of break-ins over the weekend. 3 major ones happened all within the span of 3 hours in the middle of the night. Would you like to hear about it?
Lay it on me.
Here is KPIX.
But we begin with yet another busy weekend for Oakland police. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andrea Nakano.
I'm Brian Hackney.
If y'all thought the crime stories were going to go away because Shangy's gone, I got a big update for you.
Officers responded to a number of robberies and burglaries this morning in Oakland. Investigators say that robbers targeted small and large businesses, including a Safeway. Don Lynn's
might have to change that name.
False advertising.
Don Lynn's got the latest.
Thieves used a stolen Honda Accord to ram a West Oakland business. It's one of at least 3 businesses that were targeted early Sunday morning.
So have all the Kias been smashed up and now they've moved on to Hondas?
Well, what's next? Toyota?
The owner provided the surveillance footage showing just before 4 o'clock, someone backed the car into the smoke shop 3 times to break down the metal security fence.
You've got to have the strongest material possible guarding your cigarettes, because if they're not able to withstand a car backing into them, your smoke's going to get stolen.
You're going to have to steal a Kia yourself and park it right in front of the store.
There is a convenience store that did this. It's kind of brilliant. They rented this giant van and they park it right in front of the door every single night. Haven't had a break-in since.
The alarm sounded the whole time, but the burglars had no fear. Surveillance...
well, of course. Even if the cops see them, they can't chase them.
And then they know they're going to get that judge.
Surveillance footage shows the thieves were in there for 5 minutes, bagging up Nike shoes, bongs, and other merchandise.
Okay, what kind of smoke shop has Nike shoes in it?
That seems like it could be stolen merchandise.
The owner of It Is What It Is Smoke Shop did not want to be on camera.
Real creative name there.
It Is What It Is Smoke Shop. Okay, does the owner of that establishment, does he wear an ankle monitor?
It Is What It Is Smoke Shop did not want to be on camera, but
it might be a front. Something about this story didn't smell right either.
Yep.
But he tells me the burglars took thousands of dollars worth of products and cost at least $30,000 in damage.
Change the plywood out, put glass, we'll order glass, put new glass in it. The whole door is going to end up getting changed.
7 blocks away from the smoke shop, Rudy Almanza was replacing a glass door at Extra Mile Chevron gas station. Police say around 2:45 a.m., a group of robbers broke down the door.
Sledgehammer, I think is what hit that.
They took a sledgehammer to a gas station.
Oh, this guy's going to be working a lot of OT.
to rob the cashier of the register and other items.
Today's a Sunday. I'd rather be home, you know.
This guy's probably had to work 16-hour days for the past 5 years.
Oh, yeah. You're in the glass business in Oakland right now. You're putting in more hours than all the doctors and nurses during the height of Omicron.
So they called me out to come and do an emergency to get this door up and running again.
Rudy says while all the brazen burglaries and robberies are terrible, it's been good for his line of work.
Yeah, he better make sure that phone's always charged.
You know what? There is a silver lining to all the horrible crime that goes on in Oakland. This guy's putting his kids through college.
Through college? They could get PhDs.
Keeps him employed.
Almost daily, really. In Oakland. Like I said, this isn't the only...
This guy covers the entire county, and 100% of his service calls are in Oakland.
How many calls do you think he does a day?
Do you think he loads extra panes in the van just in case he knows he's going to get another call that's near the job he's at right now?
There was a period of time where crime was bad in the 1980s. We were experiencing a little bit of a crime wave. And my mom drove a Mercedes that had one of those old school Mercedes medallions on the front part of the car, right near the hood. And they used to get stolen all the time. And so one would get stolen. She would tell my dad. My dad would get another one. They were, I think, screw in. And so he'd have to screw another one into the car. And it just kept happening over and over and over again. And we finally got to the point where he bought her a half a dozen. He put them in the garage, and he said, here's a 6-month supply.
Like I said, this isn't the only story.
A short time later, police say a group of people broke into the Safeway near Oakland Tech High School on Broadway. The store was closed at the time, but employees were working inside. The robbers took at least one cash register and other items. Police say they did not hurt the workers.
Doesn't make me feel too safe knowing that people are breaking into our local Safeway.
Again, they got to change that name.
What do you call it at this point? It is what it is, supermarket.
Police say the gas station and Safeway robberies were very similar, and they're looking to see if it's the same group of robbers. Last weekend, authorities say a group of robbers used a sledgehammer to break down doors to rob Oakland businesses. It's unclear if these cases are done by the same people.
There could be multiple crews with sledgehammers in Oakland.
How common is it to rob a business with a sledgehammer in Oakland to where you can't confidently connect these dots?
Okay, keep saying that crime is down, yet it's still going on, constantly going on.
Oakland.
Gee, I wonder why Shane got recalled.
And the DA.
Do not gaslight your constituents and say crime is down when it's not.
Oakland leaders recently celebrated the crime reduction in 2024. The most recent Oakland police crime stats showed robbery went down by 25% in 2024 compared to 2023, and burglary dropped by almost half.
Yeah, but have you reported on any less crime stories in Oakland last year as opposed to 2023?
If crime is actually down, you get put out of a job.
No, crime isn't down. The politicians just want to make themselves look good. That's all. That's all it's about.
Rudy doesn't have the answer, but says 11 years of doing this type of work, every year since the pandemic has gotten more busy.
Makes it hard to live.
See, there's the real statistic. Forget what the OPD is putting out there. Forget what the FBI is putting out there, what Rob Bonta is putting out there. The guy who replaces glass windows says his business has increased every single year since the pandemic.
What does that tell you?
Makes it hard to live in California, that's for sure.
No kidding.
If I wasn't so busy, I might move.
We're not aware of any arrests in the Sunday.
This guy is making so much money he can afford to move to a very private island.
He's laughing all the way to the bank, and then he's replacing the glass after the bank gets robbed.
We're not aware of any arrests in the Sunday morning incident.
We knew that. It's Oakland.
goes without saying.
One investigator tells me the bad guys know that OPD is severely understaffed. He believes that's why they keep coming back to target Oakland businesses, knowing, one, response times will be slow, two, there aren't enough officers to investigate these so-called low-priority incidents where no one was hurt.
And three, the police commission does not allow Oakland police, even if they witness one of these incidents, to chase the suspects.
Once you get in your car, you're home free.
That's the latest from Oakland, Johnny.
I'll tell you, it's a never-ending supply of Crime Blotter stories. If you'd like to email the show, you can do so at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. That's johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com. And Randy, you're monitoring the mailbag.
Kevin writes in at johnnydon'tlikeshow@gmail.com on the concept of a steakhouse turning into a nightclub. Who wants to eat away at a porterhouse and a baked potato while Pitbull bangs away to deafening sounds? A true steakhouse experience needs the dulcet tones of an old, overweight man calmly describing how they need to beat the brains out of their associate's skull before dumping his body in the cornfield before he sings to the feds.
That's my America. And Randy, we have one more addition to the California Crime Blotter.
If the cashier is dummy.
Questions?
And Randy, you can file this one in the that doesn't happen every day category.
The latest trend in Southern California crime is if you have an apartment building or a home that is going under fumigation, the place gets tented, but the criminals have gas masks.
That's not good for your health, even with the gas mask, I imagine.
For more, here's KTLA.
In other news tonight, a horrifying discovery for some homeowners in Santa Monica. They returned after having their building fumigated to find that burglars had ransacked their condos. And not only had their valuables been stolen, but the thieves also destroyed property, causing thousands of dollars in damage.
KTLA's Rachel Menitoff is live in Santa.
Worse than the termites, apparently.
KTLA's Rachel Menitoff is live in Santa Monica with a story you'll see only on 5. Rachel.
Cher, Rick, police warn people that burglars will target tented homes, knowing that they can work uninterrupted, that people are probably not home, and obviously police can't see inside, and unfortunately that's what happened here, and residents came home to a complete mess.
I mean, what's the answer here? Even stronger poison?
Well, here's the other thing. How much can you possibly get from a crime like this? If you were tenting your home and you were leaving whatever items you're comfortable leaving in a house that's filled with poison, wouldn't you take anything of value out with you?
A pair of thieves captured on a discreet surveillance camera ransacking someone's home office inside this 10-unit complex in Santa Monica. One has a purse in hand while the other rummages through the closet. They take their time, checking every briefcase and corner for something worth taking.
This isn't one of those quick in and out jobs. You know nobody's coming to get you.
Oh, yeah. It's like they're shopping at Nordstrom's.
But what tipped them off to this building in particular? Perhaps it was the fact that it was tented, being fumigated for termites from December 27th to the 30th, and the culprits likely knew nobody would be home.
They broke the door and broke the frame down. That's how they entered the building.
The burglars also got into Hai Huang's upstairs unit thanks to a screwdriver.
No relation.
Hai Huang's upstairs unit thanks to a screwdriver and some other tools they left behind.
They entered the building in the morning of December 30th when the film stopped, right? So
they knew that still people were not back home.
Exactly.
Closets were completely ransacked. When he returned home, everything had been thrown on the floor.
You're supposed to feel safe at home, right?
Well, it is L.A.
I can't believe they did this to your kin.
And then when you went home, your home is just like turned up. They turn your home upside down, everything. They look at every single thing. They put every single thing out of your closet.
The invasion of privacy leaves him wondering whether his beachside oasis is really as safe as he thought it was.
It changed the way I think about Santa Monica. I'm not sure it's a safe neighborhood anymore.
I think we have another drop for 2025.
I'm not sure it's a safe neighborhood anymore.
By a man named Wang.
SM Safe Neighborhood. Let me save that. Of course, to add to our never-ending list of drops that originated in Santa Monica.
Give me back my jacket!
I'm not sure it's a safe neighborhood anymore.
Santa Monica is in a never-ending competition with Long Beach to be the Oakland of Southern California.
Yet it's a high-rent district.
So is Long Beach.
And you might remember a very similar situation last month in Playa del Rey at Del Rey Plaza. The building was being tented for termites, and thieves with gas masks went in and ransacked the place. Here in Santa Monica,
They hit like 30 of the units in that building.
Just one after another.
Here in Santa Monica, High told me that he intentionally took all of his valuables with him beforehand, and that's exactly what police advise you do. That's the latest from Santa Monica tonight. I'm Rachel Menitoff. Cher, Rick, back to you.
All right, Rachel, thank you.
There you go. The latest from Santa Monica, a neighborhood that is...
I'm not sure it's a safe neighborhood anymore.
Poor Wang.